and there are even a few tables and chairs here and there for the aging rockers. The space is far too small for anything louder than a children's recorder recital. Reportedly, the soundproofing has been put in because airplanes coming in for a landing overhead complained of the noise. Needless to say, it was always packed. The opening band had just finished when we arrived, and they were performing mysterious cleanup procedures. The dance floor crowd had dispersed as much as they could, given the tight space. Having the thought to get some liquids in me as soon as possible, I decided the bar should be our first stop. I suppose the place to look for your fine damsel is at the bar, I said. Only natural she would cluster around there, right? Travis just grunted at that. He was being unusually taciturn, but he did make good on his promise to buy the drinks, so I had no complaints. He stood suckling at a beer, looking around with an expression on his face that resembled nervousness. So then, where do you suppose she would be? I wondered aloud, trying to keep conversation flowing. You can hardly see anyone with all the people milling around. You know, this reminds me of a time when I was still at UCLA. It was a lecture class, and I was trying to find out where to turn in. My voice died away as I spotted a woman waving at us. I recognized her right away from the pictures I had seen, but to my mind they had not done her justice. The short, tight curls on her head were a lovely shade of red, which I had never seen nature reproduce. Her clothes featured a garish combination of purple tights and a tartan skirt. Good heavens, I exclaimed. Is that Emily? Travis bellowed, a touch too loud. I looked at him in disbelief. How would he know her? As he went over and hugged her, my mind was reeling. A number of far-fetched possibilities arose in my mind. She was a sister he had never told me about. They knew each other from a Tai Chi class they had taken when they were 8. They had plumbed the depths of an ancient ruin in some sand-filled land, escaping a succession of dangers and solving riddles, each more mysterious than the last, and then decided when it was over to keep it strictly platonic. But I knew in my heart what had happened. We had been online dating the same woman, and while I had shuffled my feet and stammered my way through months of conversation, he had been making the bold, decisive action of asking her on a date behind my back. I felt boiling mad in an instant. Julius Caesar probably felt the same way when Brutus pulled a similar trick on him, though I can't imagine it stung half as much. Travis led Emily back over. Emily, this is my friend. Cecil, she cut him off. Cecil, I can't believe it's you. I mean, San Diego is such a big city. You never run into anyone here. She set off a laugh, which nearly sent me diving for cover. It was as if someone had launched a cannon full of silverware towards a wind chime. Tinkling and musical, to be sure, but loud. I should mention a few basic facts about Emily that I had learned during our courtship. She was an art history major, previously having been a philosophy major, an English literature major, a psychology major, an Asian studies major, and a structural engineering major. Well-rounded might be a term you could use to describe her. Indecisive might be another. She moved here from somewhere in the frigid Northwest and still couldn't get used to there being no real seasons. When she wasn't attending classes, she made her living as a nanny. I forget exactly what I said in reply. I imagine something to the effect of, Emily, such a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance in person. I dare say you are looking positively lovely tonight. Oh my God, Cecil, I can't believe you actually talk like that, Emily said. My reply to her was, but of course, my lady, I am as honest as a certain aide who retains the word as his moniker. Everything in my profile and the messages we exchange is the absolute truth. Unlike a certain gentleman who shall remain nameless, I cast a sidelong glance towards Travis, hoping my barbed tongue. One of my kids does that, she said. Talks all fancy to seem like she's a grown-up. She grinned at me. Do you want to seem like a grown-up, Cecil? Certainly not. Travis looked at Emily, and then at me. Wait, is this that girl that you... Yes, quite so, I interrupted before he could say something which would show me in a poor light. Travis, you may not know this, but Emily and I have conversed for quite some time now through All Right Aphrodite. I decided that I should steer the conversation to my advantage. She knows much about me, like the excellent copy I wrote recently for the Kitten Palace brand cat bungalow in Scratcher. Enjoy your cat's life at the beach. Travis scowled. Yeah, no, that thing was like super lame. Also, that was 3 months ago, and you haven't had a job since. My job is as a freelance writer, and I continue to retain it, I said. Well, I think it's sweet that you wrote something for a cat thing, even though I don't really get what it actually is, Emily said. Why, thank you, Emily. I smoothed the vest I was wearing. It's the best-selling item in cat furniture since the floor-scratching poster bed. No doubt in large part due to my writing. For instance, most people just state the dimensions, but Emily, wasn't your friend coming? Travis said, edging his way between us. She couldn't make it, Emily said. She had a test to study for, life of a student, right? Yeah, that sucked. Hold on a sec, I gotta chat with Seth. Travis practically dragged me to the other side of the bar. He turned to face me, his annoyance palpable. Bro, I think you should probably just go. I looked at him with all the wounded innocence I could muster. Is this really Travis I'm speaking to? I asked. I'm here because you asked me to be here. Is it my fault your friend didn't show up? No, but now it's going to be weird. Look, I'm sorry I asked Emily out before you did, but I think she's pretty cool, and you have like a year or whatever to man up and do it yourself. You did me a solid coming here, but bro code says that now you gotta leave. I was about to object that he was once again using his dumb bro code just to get his own way. And furthermore, if bro code did apply in this case, then I would be the beneficiary of it, as bro does not attempt to court the lady that his bro has already begun to court. But before I could marshal my thoughts, a voice which had been amplified to an ear-splitting degree said, I want to let you know that square inch for square inch, the Casbah is our favorite place to play. Square inch for square inch. The band had taken the stage and began to let loose with a racket, which would have filled a space roughly 4 times the size of the Casbah. No doubt the commencement of their set caused the hands of a pilot or two bringing a plane in for a landing to quiver in surprise. Travis moved back towards Emily, and together they squeezed onto the dance floor, which was already filled beyond capacity with undulating bodies and waving limbs. I remained at the bar for the moment to sulk. Then I decided sulking seemed childish, so I resolved to drink my sorrows away. The sorrows, however, proved to be more tenacious than anticipated. I decided a third drink was in order. It seemed very unfair to me. Here I was, third wheel to a date between a friend, or perhaps you would even call him a loose acquaintance, and a woman whom I would consider the final word on womanhood, and I wasn't even successfully being a third wheel. That realization required a fourth drink. Fate clearly had it out for me. Months of conversation, and now this. It appeared that once I dodged an arrow, here came a sling. And when the sling had been dealt with, outrageous fortune started being belligerent, and another drink was clearly required. I was one to keep up with all this. I was called from my thoughts by a promise from the band that improper dancing was at this very moment occurring somewhere in the vicinity of a street. I hadn't been feeling particularly festive, but I decided this was the sort of thing I could definitely get behind. So I wobbled my way towards the dance floor and lost myself in the revelry. My memory, understandably, gets a bit hazy here, but I did remember holding a shouted conversation with Emily, shouting being the only way to be heard. I danced with her while the singer of the band did push-ups on stage. The swirl of the crowd then grasped me and hurled me about like a novice juggler with a chainsaw, awkwardly and with a lot of floor contact. I found myself dancing with about 12 other gentlemen, while at least 3 gentlemen who appeared to be Travis glared at me. The last thing I can remember of that night is the band singer looking straight at me and saying clearly and distinctly, "You're a caricature of yourself," and then nothing.